The strongest man is the one who feels nothing. Do not mistake me, my friend. I am not asking you to become numb, to turn to stone, to kill your heart. No, I am asking you to become unruled. Feelings are like the weather over the sea, always changing, beautiful, dangerous, never reliable. Strength is the captain who sails regardless of the storm. Action comes first. If feeling wishes to follow, it may. If it refuses, we do not wait. We move. You see, many people worship the mood. They kneel before the little flame inside and pray for it to grow before they begin. They say, when I feel inspired, I will train. When I feel confident, I will speak. When I feel ready, I will live. And so they wait. A day becomes a week becomes a year. And when they look back, they have practiced only one skill: hesitation. I learned early that a man who waits for the right feeling amputates his own power. When I was alone in the practice room, the floor cool under my feet, there was no applause, no music, no bright light to heat my blood. There was only the breath and the bag and the next strike. On those nights, I discovered a simple law. If I move, the mind becomes quiet. If I hesitate, the mind becomes loud. So I chose to move. I let my feet begin before my doubts had time to speak. I let my hands begin before my fear could argue its case. Action was the master, feeling the servant. And if the servant refused to come, the master did not delay dinner. Inside every man lives a clever voice. It speaks with kindness, with soft concern, with polite logic. Not today, it whispers. You are tired. You have already done enough. Take care of yourself. You must wait until you feel right. It sounds like you, it borrows your tone, it wears your face. But it is not you. It is the civilian voice, the comfortable citizen who wants you safe, quiet, average. It was built for survival, not for excellence. It is satisfied if you leave no mark, if you cause no disturbance, if you die never knowing your true capacity. Each time you obey this voice, you train it to command you. It learns what lies you will accept. It grows bold. It places a hand on your shoulder in the morning and tells you to sleep a little more. It stands beside you when you are about to begin and says, perhaps later when the body feels more energetic. It sits at your table in the evening and pours you the drink of regret. If you do not confront it, it will own your day, your week, your life. Do not argue with this voice. Do not make a speech to it. Do not negotiate a treaty. Hesitation is a sophist. It will win the debate. Instead, employ the kill switch. I call it the silent override. When the civilian voice opens its mouth, you close yours and you move. No bargaining, no ceremony. The moment you catch the scent of delay, you step forward. The moment you feel the first hesitation, you begin the first rep. Proof is stronger than promise. Movement is the only language hesitation cannot answer. At first, the voice will scream. It will insult you. It will present careful reasons. It will parade fears. This is good. It means you are touching its throat. Keep pressing. Over time, the voice becomes nervous. It stumbles, it whispers. If you continue to override, one day it falls silent. It will still visit you, but you will recognize the disguise, and your feet will already be moving. In combat, you do not want chatter. You do not want the committee system. You want breath and execution. The world on the outside can be loud. The crowd, the opponent, the surge of danger. But inside, you must be still. I call it blackout mode. Blackout mode is not a trance, it is a choice. You remove every unnecessary thought. You keep only two things, breath and task, no judgment, no drama, only timing, distance, and action. Understand, the chaos outside is neutral. The storm does not hate you. The trouble does not choose a side. Your reaction chooses the meaning. If you panic, the chaos becomes your master. If you become still, the chaos becomes your material. In blackout mode, cold stillness becomes your armor. You are unreadable. You become like deep water, quiet on the surface, powerful underneath. The opponent can see your body, but not your intention. He strikes at shadow, you strike at truth. But the proof of strength is not only in the ring or on the floor. It is in the ordinary day, the silent hours, the places where no one is watching. There is a style of living I call cold execution. Cold execution means you do what must be done without needing heat. No hype, no music, no applause. The body moves before the mind votes. Your standards become law. You do not explain them to others, and you never ask permission to obey them. The sun rises, you move. The rain falls, you move. You feel strong, you move. You feel nothing, you move. Many times I trained alone when I was exhausted from other duties. The room was empty. The wooden dummy stood like a quiet teacher. The bag was patient. My body felt no spark, my mind no excitement. So I bowed to the work and began. 10 minutes later, the body was ready. 15 minutes later, the mind was respectful. 30 minutes later, the feeling arrived, asking if it might join. I nodded, but I did not need it. I had already done the work. Now let us speak of pain. People fear pain as if it were a king with a sword. They see it as a punishment, as a sign to stop. But pain, treated with honesty, is an instructor. It is the hand on your shoulder guiding you into a better position. It says, stand here, not there. Adjust your angle. Learn your limit. Do not worship pain. Do not exaggerate it, but do not run from it. Study it. A bruise teaches you about distance. A spasm tells you about impatience. Fatigue informs you of your planning. Pain is data. Those who grow elite remain inside the pain long enough to read its message. They hold their ground at the threshold, just past comfort, not into damage. They breathe. They refine. They continue with precision. Most men retreat at the first discomfort and then tell fine stories about destiny. My friend, destiny is simply the direction of repeated decisions. When a man decides to remain calm inside controlled pain and continue with clean movement, his destiny shifts. He becomes dangerous, not because he feels powerful, but because he acts without permission from his feelings. But greatness is not built by heroic moments. It is built by repetition. Repetition without emotion. This is the quiet forge. People ask me for the secret, as if there is a hidden scroll locked away. The scroll is the calendar. The secret is to show up when nothing shines. If you can move only when excitement visits, you are not free. You are a servant of mood, a tenant in your own house. Freedom comes when you can perform the same drill with the same care for the 1,000th time without needing to feel anything special. I have said this many ways. I do not fear the man of many techniques. I fear the man of one technique practiced so purely that it becomes part of his nature. That is what repetition does. It turns action into identity. There is boredom in this process, yes. There is silence. But do not misread boredom. It is the absence of drama, not the absence of progress. The tree grows quietly. The blade is sharpened quietly. The master is forged where no one is clapping. You will never sustain this path if there is always a door behind you. If you keep an escape route, the soft part of you will one day push you through it. That is why I practice no exit thinking. Close the doors, burn them if you must. When you remove the option of retreat, your system recalibrates. All your power, all your focus moves forward because there is no other direction. Failure then is not a wall, it is a lesson. You fall, you gather the lesson, you rise. You do not vanish through the back door because there is no back door. People will tell you this is extreme. They will call it unhealthy. They are correct for themselves because they have chosen a comfortable life. But if you seek mastery, if you wish to know your true capacity, you cannot keep a rope tied to the shore. The rope will drag in the water, and one day you will pull yourself back to safety and call it wisdom. I call it surrender. Cut the rope. Sail. All of this leads to identity. Many try to perform strength. They tighten the face. They use loud words. They select impressive clothing for the gym. They collect equipment. They practice the posture of discipline. But performance is a costume, and costumes grow heavy. When results do not arrive, the costume falls to the floor, and the actor stands there, shivering, asking for another mask. You must become strength. You must be discipline. Destroy the soft version of yourself that needs approval to move, that needs the crowd to believe before you act. In its place, build the self that moves because it is the law. If your identity depends on praise, failure will break you. If your identity depends on winning, defeat will poison you. But if your identity depends on non-negotiable action, nothing can touch you. Results will be respected, but they will not own you. Praise will be appreciated, but it will not steer you. You will not perform discipline. You will embody it. Guard this identity. People will try to edit your code. They will tell you to relax, to be reasonable, to keep a back door open. They will speak with care and with concern, and sometimes from love. Smile and thank them, but keep your code intact. It is your responsibility to live by it, not theirs. Now, let us transform hesitation itself into a trigger. Every pause is not a wall, it is a signal. Every "I can't" is a red light that demands to be broken. Every doubt is a bell for the next round. The most important training happens when you are tired, unseen, uninspired. Anyone can be a lion when the camera blinks its eye. But who are you in the dark room when the floor creaks and the body feels heavy? Who are you when no one will ever know whether you trained tonight? The answer to that question is your real rank. So when hesitation appears, good. You have found your target. Aim, breathe, move. Make a little ritual of it. The moment you hear the soft voice, do one small action. One stance, one line, one sentence. The mind will learn. Hesitation equals movement. The red light will become the go signal. You will know this training is working by the cycle you feel next. At first, resistance will scream. It will say anything to survive. If you continue, it becomes nervous. It starts to bargain. If you persist, it grows quiet. Finally, it shuts down, and you feel something new. Inevitability. You stand up without deciding to. You begin before you are aware of starting. Action becomes your nature. This is not magic. This is the accumulation of proof. Your body trusts you because you have kept your word in movement, not in talk. To hold this life, you must obey operating rules. They are not decorations. They are laws. First, always move first. Clarity comes from motion, not before it. You will never think your way into certainty. begin and the fog will lift. Second, delay feeds hesitation, speed starves it. Do not let the mind build a courtroom. The longer the trial, the stronger the defendant. Third, never let external events decide your internal state. Weather, opinions, circumstance. These are guests. Your house is yours. Fourth, treat your standards as law, not as wishes. Wishes are clouds. Law is stone. Your feet can stand on stone. Now, my friend, I will give you a simple field manual. These are drills ready for use tonight, on the floor of your room, at your desk, in the small corners of your life where strength is won. The first 3 minutes, when the time comes to act, begin within 3 minutes. Not after the tea, not after the perfect arrangement of tools, not after the body feels prepared. 3 minutes. If it is training, put on your shoes, step onto the floor, start the first set. If it is writing, open the page, write 1 sentence. If it is a difficult conversation, pick up the phone and dial. The mind will protest, smile and move. The door to action is heaviest at the beginning. Once it swings, it keeps swinging. The 2-rep entry. Promise yourself this. I will do 2 repetitions before I judge. 2 punches, 2 lines, 2 minutes of footwork. Why? Because the first rep often belongs to friction. The second belongs to momentum. After 2, you are moving, the body is awake. Most people judge before they begin and declare defeat. You will begin before you judge and decide later. Usually, there is nothing to decide. Boxed breath before response. When pressure rises, the mouth wants to run faster than the mind. Close it. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold for 4. Twice. Feel the floor under your feet. Hear your breath. The world will still be there when you return, and you will return as the captain, not the ship's passenger. Then, execute the next step calmly. The redirection question. Overwhelm is a costume worn by a simple problem. Ask, what is my smallest next action? Not the perfect plan, not the whole journey, only the next brick. Reduce the task until it cannot be refused. If the floor looks like a mountain, tell yourself, I will stretch for 2 minutes. If the page looks like a desert, tell yourself, I will write 1 sentence. The smallest action often opens the largest gate. Evening reset. Before you sleep, decide tomorrow's very first move. Prepare the shoes, lay out the pages, choose the drill. When you wake, there will be no debate. You will step into the movement the way a train steps onto its rails. Do not allow the morning committee to assemble. The evening captain already gave the order. These are simple tools, but do not confuse simple with weak. A blade is simple. It becomes powerful in the hand of one who knows how to use it. Practice these drills until they are automatic. Let them become your personal code. Now I wish to speak to you heart to heart. Many of you believe you must feel powerful to act with power. You are waiting for a perfect day, for a perfect mood, for a perfect wind to fill your sails. There is no perfect wind. There is the wind you are given and the angle you choose. The strongest man is not the one who feels most deeply. It is the one who is not owned by feeling. He is steady when praise arrives, steady when criticism bites, steady when the inner weather shifts from sun to storm. He moves by law, not by permission. I remember days when my body felt like a closed door. Fatigue sat in the hinges. Doubt rattled the handle. I would stand on the floor and ask, shall I wait for the right feeling? The answer came from my feet, not my head. Step, The blood would warm, the breath would steady, the brain would realize, we are already doing it. And the feeling, proud and late, would enter the room pretending it had led the way. There were also days when the feeling never came. Good. I learned to work without it. I learned to carry water without waiting to be thirsty. The farmer does not ask the sky how he feels. He rises and he tills the ground. Effort bears fruit for the one who acts regardless. Some will say, but what if I push too hard? What if discipline makes me cold? My friend, do not confuse stillness with the absence of heart. The still lake reflects the whole sky. Inside blackout mode, I do not lose compassion. I lose confusion. I do not lose warmth. I lose waste. The heart becomes more available when the noise is gone. When the mind is quiet, kindness has room to move. When you are unruled by feeling, you become free to choose the right feeling. Courage, patience, endurance, rather than being dragged by the wrong one. Think of water. People like to repeat, be like water, as if it were a charm. Water is not a poem. It is a behavior. It adapts its shape, yes, but it also carves stone. It yields where yielding serves, and it crashes where crashing is required. It does not ask the rock for permission. It does not wonder if it feels enthusiastic about the canyon. It moves. That is why it is trusted by the earth to sculpt it. Ask yourself, what would your day look like if you moved first every time? How many small victories would quietly stack into a tower? How many old fears would discover they have lost their power? How many nights would you end with a clear mind, not because everything was easy, but because you obeyed your law? And if you fail, good. Failure is a loud teacher. It tells you, your structure here is weak. Your timing here is off. Your belief here is a costume. Pick up the lesson like a coin from the floor, put it in your pocket and try again. Do not hide in shame. Shame is simply the body telling you to align your actions with your standards. Align them, then move. You may wonder, how long until this becomes natural? That is the wrong question. Ask, how soon can I prove to myself that I am the kind of person who moves without permission from feeling? The answer is immediate. The very next moment you feel hesitation, perform one action. That is proof. Do it again tomorrow. That is identity. Do it again when you are tired. That is law. Let me leave you with a practice for the next 7 days. Choose one action, small, clear, measurable. Perhaps 10 minutes of footwork, perhaps 20 minutes of practice with the pen, perhaps a cold shower at dawn, or a simple reading session before bed. Do it every day and begin before you feel like it. Begin before your inner weather gives you sunshine. Mark nothing except did or did not. Do not track how you felt. Do not decorate your page with excuses. Do not write poetry about your mood. Only compliance. At the end of 7 days, look at your proof. The voice inside will know it has lost territory. Your body will know it can trust you. Your mind will become quiet. If you wait to feel ready, you are training weakness. If you move before feeling, you are training strength. The strongest man is not empty, he is unaffected. He does not freeze when fear speaks. He does not stop when doubt arrives. He does not worship the mood. He acts, and if feeling wishes to join, it is welcome as a guest. If it stays away, the work continues. My friend, do not ask for strength. Become the man who no longer needs to feel it to act with it. Start now. One breath, one step, one strike, and let feeling learn its place.